Just felt like going through the mix I did for my band Utmost. This song's called Big Dose. So yeah, these are the drums. This is the kick sound after a bunch of processing. So it's like super kind of crunchy sounding. We were using my 1979 Slingerland kit. So the kick we have is like really shallow. It's a 22 by 14, so really shallow. So it has a lot of like attack to it. And the low end is like, after some processing, it's not really like that tight low end. It's more that like kind of boomy, like, I don't know. It sounds vintage to me, you know. And then this track is the kick sample I blended in with it. So mostly the raw kick. And then right here I have like a kick room sample. And all together, just kind of all them together, like it's mostly the natural kick, but it just kind of adds some consistency to the kick drum. Right here we have the snare top. You could hear like all that like hi-hat bleed. And I did a good amount of lo-fi on it, like decent amount of distortion on it, just to make it like more interesting, give it some character. Then this right here would be the snare bottom. So like just, you know, similar processing, the snare top, you know, really dirty. This is what they sound like together. And then mixed in with the snare sample. This is the snare top sample. Just adding more consistency. This is the snare room. Just giving it that like length and a little bit more power. So all together, in the context of the whole mix, you don't really wind up hearing all of that like kind of verb. It's there, but it's not as gnarly as it sounds right there. And then the overheads. I like to capture overheads, like kind of get the full kit. So I'll usually have them pretty high up, and then I really love the way like capturing the full kit on overhead sound. So that's why it's like so roomy sounding almost. And then here are the room mics. Now, I don't have a room that sounds that big. What I did was I had these Cascade Fatheads, and I faced the null of the mic towards the drums so that the drums sound further away. And yeah, added some verb and sounds awesome. This is the mono room drum. That's just like a 7B, kind of not even that far from the kit, maybe like 2-3 feet. Add some processing, and you know, now it sounds like a really far away microphone. So why don't I, if I was better at Pro Tools, I would know how to solo these all at once, but I'm not. So so this is what it sounds like all together. And yeah, I personally really like roomy ass sounding drums. I think there's just like more character and like balls in like a really roomy sounding drum. So when I play that, you could hear like just tons of room and shit. So next I'll show off just kind of like the bass tone. For this song we did DI, and then I did a regular DI with nothing on it, going through like an amp sim, and then layered with a Proco Rat through an amp sim. Together they sound like this. So, you know, simple, just DI and then a cool fucking distortion pedal. For the guitars, we played through my Reverb Mark III, and I don't think we did fuzz for this song. Let me listen. Yeah, I think it's just straight up rock reverb tone, but we might have used a fuzz. I don't remember, but yeah, I don't know, just a cool distorted tone. But yeah, all together so far that sounds like this. So I remember Alex actually recorded this at Dom's house, and so when I got the files for the vocals, it's just a single vocal take, just like super fucking raw. So it was literally just one track of Alex's vocals, one track of Dom's vocals. So I remember Alex wanted me to do a lot of like cool like delay and reverb effects. So I played around and I wound up having these like 4 separate tracks of all just different verbs, delays, and they're kind of just thrown throughout the song as like almost like one-hit effects. So a good example of that would be right here in the intro of the song doing the Gotta Get Out. Gotta get out! That's the regular vocal. Now with the slap that I threw on it. Gotta get out! Just kind of like opens it wide for that one word, and then like has the delay throws like kind of going out. And then this one's just like a longer delay, or just like a longer verb rather. That's just adding like some length to it, you know. There's no vocals happening right after that, so it makes sense to add something like interesting. And sonically, we thought that like verb and delay would add like this cool kind of grunge and like surf punk element to our music. So as you can see, there's a ton of this. Let's see, what's this one right here? Yeah, just emphasizing a lot of like words at the end. I remember this one was fun. I first figured this out when we were doing the song Nothing Like You. I wanted like a chopped up vocal sound. So what I did was I took this line right here. I'm always down! And then I just kind of copied and pasted it a bunch of times. And it, you know, just pan it left and right, put a bunch of effects on it, make it sound weird. And, you know, together it's like this. I'm always down! For a good one now! Also, one thing to note for this section, I wanted the vocals to sound further away because it made sense with the part right here. So I added like a little radio effect that only happened there. And then, you know, more of these like kind of slap. It's like an 1/8 note slap delay that just kind of like has a high feedback on it. And then another one of these tasty little guys. And I don't know, what else we got in here? I think, Oh, little half note delay. See, I did this a while ago, so I'm like, oh, I did this shit. But yeah, so let's see what this one is. Yeah, so for the chorus, there's like a lot of empty space between vocals, and it's kind of like almost like group chanty. So to fill up that empty space, I was like, you know, more delay, you know. Take me now! So yeah, the verb in this, the verb effects I did in this song are really just emphasizing all these words, you know. A lot of the time when people want to emphasize things, they'll have someone do like, you know, another 2 takes and pan them left and right. But this is kind of like a creative solution to that. And it also just give a different, more interesting character. I've never done like this kind of vocal stuff before, like, you know, it's just a bunch of like gnarly delays and verbs everywhere, so it was really fun like experimenting on this. And then right in this section there's the clean guitar. So just have like a little spring verb going through there, so it's not totally dry, but the idea with that part was to make it feel small, so that the next part just sounds huge. So I think for Dom's vocal here, I may have even lowered it, or let's see. Looks like I didn't. But come on and take me out! So Dom's vocal, there isn't really much going on. There's all these like verbs and stuff that happen at the end here, but for the most part it's pretty dry. I tend to associate dry vocals with being a little more forward. You can get vocals that sound forward but still have like a bunch of verb and stuff, but for this kind of stuff, for his vocals at least, I felt like keeping it dry felt raw and a little more what we were going for. And then at the end here there's like this section. So what I did there, I wanted it to sound almost like the vocals were feedbacking with the guitar. So right here is the dry.
I want to.
Alex's
I got
vocals.
to.
And then I copied that down here, added
I want to.
verb or delays,
I want to.
bunch of ridiculous verbs. Then if I understand correctly, this would be the drop pitched one with some fatuator on it to make it sound crunchy. And that just gave it that like glitchy, like tape stopping kind of effect. And then yeah, Dom's vocals again just kept dry. I want to! Fucking killing it. Sounds like he's getting stabbed. Sounds awesome. And yeah, we also recorded a bunch of feedback in the song. So again, just kind of adds to that like gnarly, disgusting, nasty, noisy stuff, you know? And yeah, so that is pretty much the Big Dose mix.